Good evening, and welcome to the celebrated nightly news of Calaveras County. My name is John.
And I'm Kim.
And we thank you for stopping by again on a Tuesday evening. And tonight, go over a little bit of a recap on the Board of Supervisors meetings today, and we'll probably just touch a little bit on the board because tonight we attended a Angels Camp City Council meeting, and also where a lot of the I guess a little bit of different information was the meeting was held. The Murphy's Community Club sponsored it in Murphy's. And there was and one of the builders, Jack Couts, was there discussing the intersection of Big Trees and Highway 4 so that's it.
So I guess we'll top off with Board of Soups. It was a pretty light agenda today.
Fairly light.
Sheriff Downham made a presentation on the incident at the fair the other evening, on Friday evening.
Yeah.
Basically stating how many people they had on crew on hand in a very short amount of time.
Yeah. Should we play him a little bit of it?
Sure. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's go and play him a couple minutes.
Sheriff Downham.
And this is probably about 30 seconds in. Talking about the assets they had on hand at the fair, and then going from there.
That was already assigned to the fair, and 2 fire units that were already assigned to the fair. So within 7 minutes, we had a tremendous amount of resources.
They said it happened at 6:01.
It was kind of amazing when we put out the call for 11 ambulances because we knew we had 23 people down, and quite frankly, at the scene, it looked pretty horrific. One person was unconscious. Everybody was bleeding to some extent. A lot of hysteria. Difficult time for a short time to control the crowd, keeping people back because everybody at the fair assumed their child was on the ride. We finally got that worked out, but it was absolutely amazing. We actually had 4 ambulances from American Legion that were assigned to the county respond. Ebbets Pass, Dispatch 2, Mutual Aid was called, Amador County sent 2, along with that a medic supervisor.
They did respond quickly. They were on the scene.
Basically, when she got there, kind of more or less did the triage for everybody to see who needed to go first and what direction, and then Tuolumne County sent 2. Fire had a tremendous response. As soon as the accident occurred, we directed the person that owns the carnival rides to shut every mechanical ride down until we could contact Cal OSHA. It took nearly an hour to get hold of Cal OSHA. Once we got hold of them, we advised them that we would hold this thing, secure that scene, keep the ride shut down until they got there, since they're the ultimate authority in safety checks and inspections of carnival rides. From that contact, about 4 hours later, OSHA did get on the fairgrounds, started their inspection, ultimately determined that the ride that collapsed was a mechanical failure, was not operator error, and OSHA determined at that time that they were going to keep everything shut down until they inspected all the mechanical rides. The kiddie rides opened about 1 o'clock the next afternoon. The bigger rides up on top were closed all of Saturday, opened just after the fair opened on Sunday. So the Sheriff's Department assigned 2 detectives to conduct a parallel investigation with OSHA. That's been completed, or at least our part of it has been completed. As of yesterday, we were advised that everybody involved in that, all the victims, had been released from the hospital at this point. It looks like everybody's going to be fine. Along with that, we assigned Clay Hawkins and Dave Sewell to coordinate the press. The press interest in this was absolutely unbelievable. That evening, a person from a national news media got hold of Dave Sewell and basically told him that nothing in America was happening, so we were the news. So it really was hideous for a long time.
750
Ted
media
Kennedy
outlets
finally got us
reporting
off the top of the list. just the next day. But it worked out very well. Clay was able to coordinate with Fair People, with OSHA, with everybody involved, and I think did a spectacular job keeping the media away from the people that were doing the work, and it worked out very, very well. So kind of bottom line is I wanted you folks to know that the first responders in this county, it's always in the back of your mind. We run through scenarios, we do practice missions on all kinds of catastrophic things, but we've never had an event in this county, to my knowledge, where we had 23 people. Suddenly, boom, they need medical attention, and it came together very, very, very well. So just wanted to let you know that. If you have any questions about anything we did or how we handled that, I'd be more than happy to try to answer them.
Questions from the board? I think it certainly was a test of our first responders and the emergency personnel, and they seem to have passed it with flying colors. It really was a proud moment in terms of the response.
All right. Then they went on to additional questions on some of the ways of doing better notifications.
For people,
in the future,
maybe a list of people that were injured, so people immediately have the names released and things like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was kind of a Board of Soups recap. I'm sure they accepted the grant funding.
Mm-hmm.
That was for $46,000 for the Calaveras County Conservation Planning Project for open space protection into the county general plan update phase.
Yep.
They also had a gentleman that was talking on the Poker Flat subdivision.
Yep, a little more on the.
About that.
Well, I guess they're trying because
Poker
they're
Flat
using some of the multi-million-dollar homes as vacation
rentals.
rentals.
Yes, and Poker Flat is zoned R1, and
so they'll get people partying.
So they have a lot of people coming in and partying, I guess, on the weekends. So
and the thing that bothered us here is we never were invited.
Yeah, we weren't invited. What's up with that?
Yeah,
I mean,
it was just
or what?
yeah, and that was the real. I mean, that's how how it affected us was that there was and we weren't invited.
I think we're too boring.
Just kidding. Just.
So that was one of the things that they had a gentleman addressing the board on. He actually suggested that the Board of Soups come out and spend a Saturday afternoon and a Sunday afternoon there in Lake Tulloch to see what he was referring to.
Pointed questions.
Yes, he did.
Some fairly pointed questions
did.
for the board, and I think a couple of supervisors were like,
"Hey, we'll back off."
Wait a minute. You're down there. We're up here.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. Let's get anyway.
Anyway, so that's what happened in Board of Soups today.
Yeah.
We also attended an Angels Camp City Council meeting this evening.
And the big
highlight
news
of
there
that
is your waste and garbage rates are going up.
In the city of Angels Camp.
Starting June 1st, they will go up 5.5%.
Due to fuel costs.
And Rick Downey, who owns SCI Solid Waste, was there addressing the board. The council gave him high praise for his presentation because you could tell it was not an attempt to try to game the system or get a rate. He laid out some of his numbers on just what the fuel costs rise have actually done, and it's it's pretty amazing. I mean, just from if he goes up to
think about he's going. Everybody has to raise their rates if they're. We were talking to some people on a side note that own a sanitary company,
right?
And they were saying because he uses diesel trucks to haul in and haul out stuff, and he was stating he's going to have to raise his rates because of the price of diesel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean you have to raise them, otherwise you're going to be.
And especially services like trash pickup, different things that are based. A huge component of their cost is just moving from point A to point B. Yes. So, Angels Camp and the City Council went ahead and passed that through unanimously this evening, a 5.5 rate increase. It will go into effect June 1st. Okay. And one of the things that they comment on doing that because the trash service isn't somewhat as a voluntary thing. So if people didn't want to, they did have a way out, but they felt so that's why they wanted things
to go to the dumps.
They could if they so choose, but that way but also because it was in essence not a required service, there didn't have to be a like a public comment period or something like that to roll it in.
So they did approve him raising his rate.
They did, and so then we caught part of the meeting. There was a couple more agenda items. Then we had to book it up to
Murphy's for the Murphy's Town Hall meeting.
We did.
We had Jack Couts present, right?
Jack Couts.
His project, his development, what's it called? What's his project?
Right there, the project. Yeah, and the thing that people were concerned is not necessarily on his project, but also the bridge and also the road.
Yes.
So that was the main
yes.
the main
so
thrust of it.
What came out of that? Because we've had a lot of people email us wondering what's happening with
this. This was a well attended and even drew several media vulture types like myself.
You were the only one there from the media.
That's
you were
right.
The only media vulture there. So here we go.
We're going to talk a little about that. He's talking about the ones. Whoops.
This is Jack Couts speaking. He allowed people from the audience to ask questions. Murphy's Oaks, that's what it's called.
I got some bombs going through it right now, and 99% of that's California, the state. You know, you have to get these new stormwater protection. Stormwater protection agency. You have everything from covering everything in plastic, the water's all over, everything has to be planted straw, the hay has to be growing, fences, and that's where that field looks. You know, that's down. We just got approved from the board of supervisors about a month ago, and we're looking at doing 45 large estate type lots. There's no plans to do that.
Here's talking about that's the other improvement. They just let's see.
46 single family homes.
Yeah,
about
but that's
14 acres.
But the main thing people want to talk about is the road.
The construction, because it is dangerous.
Hang on a second.
You know, we're really hoping that we can get this intersection, get the reason the bridge isn't.
Yeah.
45 large estate type lots.
Now, one of the things he wanted to address was there's been rumors going around that the bridge didn't pass muster and some other things, and that's not true. But he'll address these. If you're patient with us for another minute or so, we'd better to let him say it than us.
Lots of different things I've heard. The reason the bridge isn't functioning right now is because the intersection is not complete. The bridge is fine. The intersection where we're at, we were started last November. Finally got the plans through Caltrans. It came up to state agency, which is full time. Got the plans through Caltrans. Started the project. As you can see, it's kind of an eyesore now. Took out the right lane. Got going in the project, and a new person at Caltrans in the hydraulics department decided he wanted something different. So we started the project. We had a approved set of plans, but we had a crew approach, which is a approved set of plans from Caltrans. We started the project, and then the new person came on and wanted to change stuff. So we had to go back with our engineers, and then Caltrans is a process.
Is that you?
Yeah, it's me.
Taking the picture.
Yeah.
So we're back in that process, I think.
It's back in Caltrans hands, it sounds like.
Let me finish it up. Yeah.
So it sounds like they hired a new person.
We're really hoping that we can get this intersection, get the final plans approved. Maybe let us go back to our original set of plans now, since we're not supposed to make us change the plans, but it just depends on who you're dealing with at Caltrans. I think maybe we got to the right people now, and we should hopefully get the intersection back on track and go here soon.
We see when.
That's what he's doing.
Other than that, the roads and that whole system The cottages right now are ranging
All right.
in
Well,
both range to
So basically, it's back in Caltrans' hands. The original set of plans were approved. They were doing the work, and then it sounds like a new person came into the hydraulics department of Caltrans.
Correct.
And said and put a halt on things. So now it's back in Caltrans' hands.
and it sounds like now they're probably
And now
going
they're going
back
to
to
start
the
moving.
original plans.
Yes, going
that
to the
they
original
were, but they
plans.
hope to get it rolling.
So hopefully it should
And
be
what we're
rolling.
talking about is the intersection at the corner of
Big trees.
Big Trees.
Uh-huh.
Where you head off down towards Murphy's Grade Road. If you're in Murphy's, a lot of people probably never even realize what the name of the road is.
Well, it's
just
the area surrounding the old Bret Hart Center off Highway 4.
right.
So, okay.
Yeah.
And so it sounds like it's back in Caltrans' hand, but it sounds like
Sounds like they're about ready to get it rolling.
Yes, hopefully. We've had a lot of people inquiring on this, so we do have full video of the evening enclosed. We will have it enclosed on the pinetree.net.
We'll put it up, yes.
we will, for your
We
viewing
will.
pleasure.
We'll have like an hour and a half
Yes.
that you can just go, oh wow, that's what Jack Couch said, or ooh, that's what the owner of Snack. And then
Yes.
after this, they talked about the new store and the new snack store.
Snack
Did a very
owners
nice
made a presentation.
Yes, and also Mr. Hovey talked about the wine industry.
So what did
and
the owners of Snack have to say? They talked about their new store in Murphy's.
talked about the new
Doing
store.
well? bet it's
Doing
doing
well.
well
They've
already.
had good comments.
Beautiful store. Make sure you stop by.
Mm-hmm.
Very lovely.
And it was, a lot of good comments, good feedback there. It was a nice little meeting. But I think, and also, the other interesting thing is Supervisor Tryon attended the meeting, and it looks like there's probably going to be a little bit of a discussion on, because the Murphy's Hotel has made an application to put a neon sign on the front of their store, on the front of the hotel, with a shape of, like they used to have the old neons with the shape of a cocktail glass or whatever there. And certain people in the county didn't think that was a good historic use because they didn't want neon. Basically.
A lot of towns don't even allow
And I think, but this is one of those things where there's a lot of people that thought, oh, come on, they should be able to do the sign. There was some people in the county that thought, no, they shouldn't do the sign. So that's where it's at.
Okay.
So you're probably going to hear more about the sign controversy in Murphy's going forward.
Okay.
And then I guess that's...
Looks like they also talked about the new development in the Murphy's Community Park and the many activities scheduled for the upcoming months. It looks like they're going to be installing shade sails over the children's playground to ward off the summer sun. Let me see. So it sounds like they're going to be doing some upgrades to the Murphy's Community Park.
Yes.
To make it more family friendly
Yes.
and not as hot.
And and one of the things that was a nice thing is, even though this is election season, they went out of their way to thank Supervisor Tryon, which also contributed $10,000 out of his discretionary funds to the Murphy's Community Club for that
he
project.
did. Okay,
Yes.
for the park. Okay.
Yes. So
right.
That was the meeting there.
Okay. So we had the Board of Soups, the
Board
Murphy's
of
Town
Soups,
Hall, and the
Angels Camp City Council.
What else could you ask for?
It was a
And you went
fun...
to a meeting last night at the Utica Mansion, right?
No, not the mansion.
I'm sorry, the Utica
Hotel.
Utica Hotel. I'm sorry about that. I always get the two confused.
I know.
So what's going on there with Rudy
All right,
Ortega?
well,
new owner
what's
Rudy
going on
Ortega?
there
What are his
is,
grand plans?
Oops. All right, the plans are for the Utica Hotel.
Which is in downtown Angels.
Downtown Angels, and this is really, I think, is going to be the crown jewel of downtown Angels Camp. There's plans to add another story, another third story on top of the structure. Third story on top of the structure. There'll be 2 restaurants, full conference facilities, but the big piece of it, and that's pretty cool. I mean, if you can have a full-blown conference in, full facility hotel in downtown Angels Camp. Because the other thing is, let's say you have 30-plus rooms, and those stay at 80-90% occupancy all the time. Say they're double occupancies. Say you're going to have another 60, 70 people just down there all the time because they're staying there. So that means that many more mouths for restaurants, pocketbooks, and open up. But the ancillary projects around this that would actually probably have as much or more of an impact on downtown is they were actually looking at
Do they have
converting.
pills for like the Yonettes? I wonder.
I don't
we need to
know.
get you on some medication.
They were looking at converting the existing parking lot that's there in between the Mark Twain St. Joseph thrift store and also the hotel building
Okay.
into a multi-story parking structure.
Okay. Cool.
So,
All
looks
right.
like the plans would be for Angels Camp to have its very own multi-story parking structure, very similar to the one in downtown Sonora.
Mm-hmm.
And questions were back and forth were, is there enough space there for it? And actually that spot,
Would actually be perfect.
yeah, and it's actually bigger than the base footprint. It's bigger than
Yes.
the one that they put up in Sonora. So,
Now, for those of you who don't know, Rudy Ortega is an architect who purchased the Utica Hotel.
Purchasing. Yeah, he's in the
who was
middle of it.
purchasing the Utica
some people
Hotel.
have joked it's going to be the world's longest escrow.
Oh, okay.
No, just-
Okay.
Just kidding.
So that is what's going on there. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, Mr. Ortega, if you're in Murphy's, the whole new section, so to speak, of Murphy's that houses Alchemy, all that section, he designed all those,
Okay.
and also
He's got good taste.
the new Copperopolis Town Square.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He did that as well.
All right.
So
Okay.
that is that's kind of it.
Okay. Tomorrow.
And I'm sorry I wasn't very. I should have been more upbeat and lively. I was
You're
being
probably
kind of
just tired.
drab
You're
tonight.
probably just
Huh?
tired. You're still recovering from the fair, I know.
Yeah.
Tomorrow at 3 o'clock, Bret Harte High School is holding their athletic physicals. For those of you who are interested in trying out for...
Are you going to try out?
Are you going to try out for the football
No.
team, John?
I'll make it as water boy.
Melodrama auditions for Males Order Brides at the Black
Mail
Bart
Order Brides,
Theater.
huh?
It's called Males Order Brides for some reason.
Oh.
At the Black Bart Theater, start tomorrow evening at 7 p.m.
You've made it very clear that I don't think anybody would want me.
Oh, I'm sorry, they started this evening. Stop it.
If I was a mail order
They
mail
started
order
this
husband,
evening. So if you're
Oh.
interested in auditioning for the upcoming melodrama, Mail Orders Brides, if you're interested, hey, there you go. Black Bart Players is looking for cast and crew for their next show, Males Order Brides or Big Harry Deal's Scandalous Scheme. They're holding auditions on May 20th and 21st at 7 p.m. 5 men, 4 women, and oleo acts needed. All ages welcome. This melodrama will play from July 11th through August 7th at the Leslie Black Bart Playhouse.
Bret Harte is
What are you
a
doing? I'm
12.44 pounds of rabbits.
Are you going to show auction video? Maybe we should do
I
that
thought
tomorrow
it
night.
was
We only have
fun.
2 minutes left.
I know. But we can do 2 minutes.
All right.
We didn't mention that the auction raised $400.
$27,000.
Yeah, the auction at the junior fair
livestock auction.
$427,000.
Not too
The fair's attendance numbers were very good considering.
Yes, they were.
44,000.
Yes.
And also here is the auction for a young lady from.
And we have
Just can't-
full video of the auction and lots
Well,
of pictures if you're
partial.
interested.
Well, we had like 37 minutes because the auction actually ran like 5 hours.
I'm sorry, not full video.
Here we go. We'll auction off rabbits.
$10 pounds all. Man to the man, 10 there, 12. I got 10 there and 12. I'm at 10 there and 12 here and 12. 10, 12, 12, 15, 15, 20. I got 15, 17. I'm at 15 there, 17, 15, 17, 20. I got 17, 20. 29, 25, 25's all. 25, I'm going to get 25, no shame on you. 25, I got 20 there, 25. I'm at 20 there, 25, 22, 25, 22, 25, John. 25, I'm at 25, 25, I'm at 25. I got 22, I'm at 25. 25, I'm at 25, 27, I'm going to get 27, sir. I have 25, I'm at 70, sure. 27's all. I got 25, I'm at 27, I'm at 27.
And bidding on rabbits here right now.
25, 27, 25, I'm at 27 and more. I'll do it, I have. Salted 25, buyer number $25 pound, buyer 149 red,
$25 a pound.
For a rabbit.
Now that's not bad.
That's not too shabby.
Not too bad.
Not too shabby.
Now, if I could sell myself for $25 a pound, would
We have lots of pictures of the livestock auction, along with about 40 minutes of video. John has a up close and personal with the birds at the fairgrounds. If you've had a chance to take a look at that.
Yeah. Yes, we did. We have about a 10-minute talk with the animals.
Yes, that was
Yes.
quite funny. So if you
Yes.
maybe we'll play that tomorrow night.
Maybe so.
That was, if you have a chance, take a look at our site. It was They were really in the mood to chat. We were trying to get them to chat, but it's quite a funny. What did you call it again? Up close and personal.
Yes, up close and personal with the birds of Calaveras County. And we thank you very much for stopping by. We do, and we will be back here tomorrow night with more fun and exciting stuff.
Yes.
Won't we?
Yes, we will.
They'll just be, and I guess pretty good numbers for the fair. Mm-hmm. Everybody's out of the hospital. Everybody's making a recovery. Decent numbers. The auction went well, so everybody breathes a sigh of relief and moves on.
Yes. Thank goodness.
Good night.
Good night.